Bitcoin, XRP, Bank of America. The moment is here. It's got some news for you. And if you stay to the end, I'm only going to be here for 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to give you the biggest news ever. And I mean this. Life-changing. It's the first day of the rest of your lives. I'll explain that in 10 minutes. I'm only asking you to stay for 10 minutes to get that information. Are you ready? Tap the like button. Consider subscribing and be part of our family. I've got some information for you now that's going to change everything. And I mean that. So, markets, inflation is definitely down. Crash is still around the corner with the yen carry trade. So beware of that. It's not gone away, but the markets are pumping at the moment. We've entered a new world of digital gold. We're talking about crypto, and we've got some news that changes everything. Bitcoin, XRP, and no more of this. No more of this stressing and fear, because XRP has just grown up. So are you ready for the news? The economy is not the stock market. People feeling pain at home is not the same thing as doing the calculations and investing. Are you ready for the news that changes everything? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor for this special announcement. And in just 8.5 minutes from now, because I've been talking for a minute and a half, I'm going to give you the news that changes life forever. It's the first day of the rest of your lives. What do I mean? Well, in 8 minutes and 15 seconds, you'll find out. So welcome everybody. I've got some news for you, and I shared it earlier on today on my socials. Started out by sharing it on my X account. I wanted to share this with you. As you know, I talk directly with Bank of America, Robinhood, and others, even a connection at Ripple now. And I shared some information that many of you think you know, but you don't. I shared this. Huge news. Bank of America recommends crypto allocation for wealth clients. Now, what does that exactly mean? We know that Bank of America have been buying XRP. They've been testing it. They've been doing all kinds of things. And we also know that they do not hold Bitcoin or XRP on their balance sheet, but they've been testing it. They've been learning about crypto, but testing XRP for payments. And we know that Amazon have adopted it for payments. There's many other things coming. But now today, for the first time, we've heard before that Bank of America are getting behind Bitcoin, but now they are recommending to their wealth clients to own up to 4% of the stuff. That changes everything. I shared this information with you, and I'm going to go into it a little bit deeper and tell you how you can win and how you can fall into the trap. So be careful. Tap the like button if you like this, and consider subscribing. This is huge. The institutional floodgates are opening further. Bank of America is now advising its wealth management clients to consider allocating 1% to 4% of their portfolio to Bitcoin and crypto ETFs. Now then, do you like my little AI there? Quite good, that, isn't it? I've always said I stand behind Bank of America, so I thought I'd give it a little wave on there. And there it is. This is the news I've been waiting to bring to you for the longest time. I'd like to ask you, here is my X account in the chat. Go and like and comment on each of these threads. I've just dropped my X in the chat right now. And if you follow me on X, by the way, you can win $2,000. Anyway, let's continue down here to post number 2. I've got a whole thread I wanted to share with you. This isn't just allowing access. It's formal recommendation. This is the key from one of the largest financial institutions in the world. Have you reposted it? Have you liked it? Have you left a comment? I'll reply to my members. Please do. My next thread. mainstream validation. A major US bank is actively recommended digital assets. This legitimizes Bitcoin and crypto as a necessary component of a diversified modern portfolio. I cannot overstate this enough. This is huge. However, don't rush out to buy some just yet. I'll explain why in a few moments. It's too risky narrative is officially fading. Now, this is my very own post. I've put this in my X account. Please go and like and repost and comment to each of these. Institutional adoption. This move gives Bank of America's vast network of wealth advisors the green light to discuss and recommend regulated crypto products like spot Bitcoin ETFs to their clients. That's a massive inflow potential. However, stand by, I'll give you the warning. A new asset class. The guidance aligns with crypto and other asset classes, treating it as a strategic allocation rather than a fringe speculation. They specifically mention regulated vehicles for exposure, and they talk about the range of 1 to 4%. Allows for varying risk tolerances. Important to use your lots to rebalance your portfolio. I do it a lot on my show. You know I do that a lot. I'm always rebalancing my portfolio to align everything. But 1 to 4% is recommended now. Not just talked about, but recommended, with the higher end for clients comfortable with elevated volatility. And we'll talk about volatility in a minute and how you can win with that. Finally, the integration of digital assets into traditional finance is accelerating. Are you ready for the next wave of institutional capital? Now, today, live on the show, I told you, and I was right again, I told you I'm 100% in the S&P. And right at that moment there on the news, when we had Atkins talking, I said it would pump and dump, and it did. Dropped straight away, started to come back. I said, don't chase this. I'll talk about the volatility and how you can get exposure the right way. If we look at Bitcoin, that's a 2% drop there from its high in matter of minutes. Do you want that? Do you stomach that? Does it matter? Does it matter if it goes to 200,000 or 1 million? Who the hell cares? You could argue. Well, you should care, because it's important to balance your portfolio and protect your money as well as making it. So don't get too excited right now. Think how best to apply this information. So I'm going to share with you some information shared today by a Seeking Alpha news editor. Now, this is important information, just because we've got not only adoption, but recommendation to buy crypto now. Bitcoin, XRP, we know that. We do have that from the Bank of America. You've still got to understand a couple of things. So first of all, I'm going to tell you there's a reason why I'm still 100% in the S&P 500. I'm expecting more volatility, more drops, carry trade, and so on and so forth. However, more inclined to buy back my Bitcoin. As you know, a few days ago, I owned a Bitcoin. I tested it out. I wanted to see how it would feel, how you would react to it. I sold it again for a wash. I went all in and bought a Bitcoin. I bought a ton of XRP, and I made profit on that, made about 17%. But it's not right just now. Now, remember one thing. Before I show you this news here, if you want exposure to crypto, you've already got it if you own the S&P. Currently, if you do your calculations, and I spent some time this afternoon, by the way, 5 minutes to go before I end, and give you the story that will change everything. First day of the rest of your life. What am I talking about? 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. So if you own the S&P like I do, you own 0.1% of Bitcoin. That's your exposure right now. 0.1%. Mainly coming through MicroStrategy. However, just by owning the S&P, that is going to grow. Remember, I've said to you on countless occasions that eventually crypto would replace Apple at the top of the S&P 500. You can have exposure to it because America wants to be the leader in crypto by owning the S&P 500. So consider that. By the way, while you're here, please tap the like button and consider subscribing. I think you're half asleep. We got 318 people and no one has, we've got 60 likes. Everyone's asleep. So please do that. All right, going to share this news with you now. This is important. Bearing in mind, you own 0.1 of 1% by owning the S&P 500, and it will grow over time. It's always going to be super volatile. So unlike Michael Saylor, only own Bitcoin. I don't think that's a good idea at all, or only own XRP. If you want consistent growth, always winning, always growing, as you know, I'm never losing. This is my score here, 94 trades, 91 wins. It's over 100 now. I'm going to update it tomorrow. I'm always winning because I'm buying with conviction. I'm not chasing. I'm patient. I'm waiting for the right moment. Bear this news story here in mind. Thank you, Jocelyn Doge, for your subscription. As Bitcoin has returned to $90,000 mark after experiencing significant volatility in recent months, bullish CEO and former New York Stock Exchange president Tom Farley said, "The cryptocurrency's price fluctuations will continue to be a source of anxiety for investors. Those that are new to investing and trading do not understand and will never understand. They'll come in, they'll borrow money, they'll overborrow, and will have volatility. We always will. It presents opportunity, however, for those that understand how the market works." Good time to buy would have been a few days ago. That's why I bought one and I sold it as an experiment and so on and so forth. So understand there will be volatility forever in this space. In an interview with CNBC, Farley expressed that while he remains a long-term bull on Bitcoin, the volatility is real. The volatility is here for a long time. He attributed recent price movements to changes in Bitcoin buying patterns, particularly noting the impact of major institutional buyers like MicroStrategy, which purchased 180,000 Bitcoin in the first 7 months of last year, but significantly reduced acquisitions in the following months. Farley explained the market dynamics by pointing out that approximately 160,000 Bitcoins are mined each year, creating a need for incremental buyers for roughly $15 billion worth of the cryptocurrency. When you pull out that marginal buyer, you're going to get more volatility. You're going to get more downdrafts, he observed, highlighting how reduced institutional purchasing has contributed to increased price swings. Farley also addressed security concerns with the cryptocurrency ecosystem, including recent hacks affecting DeFi protocols. Despite these incidents, Farley noted a dramatic decline in major security breaches. "We kind of woke up 6 months ago and we said, gee, this now feels like an institutional asset class where by and large the centralized exchanges are trustworthy." Indeed, they are. While acknowledging the security remains the number one risk for any crypto company, Farley expressed optimism about the future of blockchain technology. We have just 2.5 minutes to go before I end this with my life-changing news. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives. We're going to see major financial asset classes move onto publicly available blockchain-related technology over the years ahead, he predicted, reflecting his continued confidence despite the market's inherent volatility. Farley's company's bullish continues to hold 24,000 Bitcoin in its portfolio, demonstrating his commitment to the asset's long-term potential. So there we go. On a day where we have not just adoption or regulation, but we now have recommendation of Bitcoin and crypto. Now we know it's Bitcoin and we know it's XRP because I talked to Bank of America and I know they own both. Just saying. All right. So there we go. We're down to 1.5 minutes. I'm going to end this and give you the news. That changes everything. So, have you all tapped the like button? I hope we get 100 likes. We're at 89. Please do tap it and consider subscribing. Just 1 minute to go, and I'm going to end this broadcast, and I'll see you back in the morning. Join me on the Extra channel right after this. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed. The subscribers have been rolling around today, 106,831. I expect to be at 500,000 this year, in 1 year, and 1 million within the next 2 years. So there we go. I want to thank everybody for their support today, and I hope you'll join me on the Extra channel. It's a time now for Bitcoin. It's a time now for XRP. But be patient. Wait to buy, wait till you can hold it, understand what you own. Trust me, I bought a whole Bitcoin last week and it feels nothing, and it should feel nothing. It's a simple investment strategy as part of your portfolio. Thank you ever so much. We've just had another super chat come in. This is from, let me read this out. Do you think we are in a bull trap right now for XRP? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't like giving it a name like that, but I would prefer to buy it when it goes down again, because it will. In my opinion, I still see $10 as a target. You might not care. And why would you care? If you want to hold it to $10 and buy it at $2.17, who the heck cares? It makes no difference. Right. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up, and I hope we've got lots of members here in the chat. Because here's my news for you. Today is the first day for the rest of your life. We are very lucky and privileged and honoured to have such an amazing family. We're in 76 countries every day. You know, recently I told you about Leah's diagnosis. She has breast cancer. You all prayed for her. You all offered her support. This was back on the 5th of September. Since then, we've been going through all kinds of drama. I took time off, as you know, went home. We had time to be together and start preparing for surgery, start preparing for treatment. And many of you sent messages. It never ended. Prayers, thoughts, and everything. I want to thank you all for those prayers, thoughts, and your love and support to me and to my wife, Leah. Just a few moments ago, we have come back from the surgeon. We've just had our post-surgery meeting with the surgeon. I can tell you, for the first time and the last time, Leah is now cancer-free. The surgery worked, the other tests were done, and there is no cancer now in Leah. And because of which, we do not need to even do chemotherapy. Radiotherapy over 1.5 days, and then medication to prevent it coming back, which gives a 98% chance of it never coming back again. So, we move on. It's the first day of the rest of our lives today. Cancer is gone, Leah is cancer-free, and 98% chance it'll never return. This is a great day. So I want to thank everybody from myself and Leah. You know she's private. She won't come on and do all those things. But this is the last time we mention it. Tomorrow, we get up and we focus on the day, and we don't talk about cancer anymore. It doesn't exist. And if you believe in prayer, thank you to all of you that did all of that, because maybe it had something to do with it. Many of you, thousands of you, sent messages. That's it from me. So tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your life for all of us here, because we have a family, we have support, we have people working together. I am here. I pledge my life to grow in the most honest, real live YouTube channel in the world. It will be the first 1 billion channel in the world. We're already in 76 countries. I want to thank you all. So I love you all. And from Leah and myself, I'll see you next time. Until then, as always, we're about to go out. I forgot. You know all the super chats that you gave me and Leah, and you helped us go to dinner? Well, we have about $200 of it left. So tonight, we're going down to our local steakhouse, and we're going to eat steak and drink wine and drink cocktails and spend the rest of the $200. Thank you very much for your support. That's it from me. I love you all. See you in the morning. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Ta-ra.